Did Star Trek already forget about the best gift it gave Worf's family? Worf is one of Star Trek's most fascinating characters, a warrior caught between two worlds, always torn between his Klingon heritage and his Starfleet duty. Over decades of storytelling across the Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and even his return in Star Trek, Picard, Worf has had a journey unlike any other. But along the way, something remarkable happened. Star Trek gave his family a gift, one that reshaped their legacy and hinted at a more hopeful Klingon future. The question is, has the franchise quietly forgotten it? Worf's complicated family history. From the beginning, Worf's story has been one of struggle. His parents were killed during the Kittimer massacre, leaving him to be raised by human foster parents, Sergei and Helena Rozhenko, on Earth. That human upbringing gave Worf a sense of duty, discipline, and restraint, but also meant he often felt like an outsider to his own people. Despite that, he fought his way into Klingon politics, honor, and battle traditions, sometimes reluctantly, but always authentically. His son, Alexander Rozhenko, was perhaps Worf's greatest challenge. Half human, often reluctant to embrace Klingon culture, and never fully fitting into Starfleet either, Alexander mirrored Worf's own lifelong identity conflict. But while Worf wrestled with pride and tradition, Starfleet gave Alexander, and by extension, the whole Rozhenko line, something priceless. The best gift, a future beyond war. The gift wasn't land, a Klingon title, or even political power. It was something subtler, yet more profound. The freedom for Worf's family to shape their own destiny outside of Klingon tradition. When Alexander joined the Klingon Defense Force in DS9, he was, by many measures, a failure in Klingon terms. He wasn't the best warrior, didn't burn with the fire of battle, and often made mistakes. But instead of being discarded, Alexander found a role for himself that wasn't defined by the rigid Klingon honor system. He became a part of Martok's house. Chancellor Martok's adoption of Worf into his family after Star Trek, Deep Space Nine's Dominion War was revolutionary. Not only did it elevate Worf to a place of deep respect within Klingon society, but it extended to Alexander as well. For the first time, the Rozhenko family wasn't burdened by Worf's outsider status or his past dishonor. They had a name, a legacy, and, most importantly, the protection of a leader who valued individuality. This was the gift, recognition, belonging, and the chance to live differently without losing honor. Why it mattered. For decades, Klingons in Star Trek were portrayed as bound to their warrior identity. Die in battle, or the forgotten. Worf's family story shifted that narrative. By placing Alexander in Martok's house, the franchise quietly suggested that Klingon society could evolve. A warrior who wasn't the best still had worth. A son who embraced a different path didn't need to be cast out. Worf himself embodied this new way of thinking. As Federation ambassador to Konos after DS9, and later as an elder statesman in Picard, he represents a Klingon who embraces discipline, peace, and diplomacy as much as combat. That legacy, passing down not just bloodlines but a broader vision of Klingon identity, was perhaps the most important gift of all. Did Picard forget this legacy? When Worf returned in Star Trek, Picard Season 3, fans were thrilled. He was wiser, calmer, and still deadly when needed. His new philosophy, seeking balance and inner peace while still honoring his warrior instincts, was a natural evolution of his arc. But here's the problem. His family barely got mentioned. Alexander wasn't referenced, Martok's house wasn't explored, and the idea of Worf's family finding a place within Klingon society seemed forgotten. Instead, Worf was portrayed as a lone wolf again, defined by his own strength and wisdom. It's a great portrayal, but it risks erasing the hard-won gift of legacy that DS9 gave him. Worf's family was no longer outcast, no longer just the Rozhenkos on Earth. They were part of a respected Klingon house. To ignore that feels like undoing one of the franchise's most meaningful long-term developments. The untapped potential. There's an incredible opportunity here for Star Trek to revisit Worf's family story. Imagine Alexander appearing again, not as a failed warrior, but as a leader who represents a new Klingon philosophy. Perhaps he could blend diplomacy and combat in ways his father never could. Or maybe he rejects Klingon politics altogether and thrives as a Federation citizen. And what of Martok? His legacy remains one of the most honorable and inspiring in Klingon history. Exploring Worf's place as a member of Martok's house, especially after the Dominion War, could give the Klingon people a richer sense of cultural diversity beyond endless civil wars and duels of honor. Even Worf's human parents, Sergei and Helena, remain a testament to that gift. They raised not only a Starfleet officer, but